Hello, my name's Anthony D'Angelo, and this is going to be a rough one because I'm super tired. I went to Comic-Con this weekend, and it got me thinking about a VidCon again. I started thinking about how, the only takeaway from VidCon has been fangirls. We don't talk about the great, panels and programming and performances and product announcements. Did you know that I hosted a panel called YoungTubers, and it was great? And did you know that at VidCon, YouTube announced live view count updates? That's cool. That's a thing we should be discussing, and we should talk about its significance, but we don't because fangirls are all that matters. And I mean, this video is no exception. But I don't know. Before I get to talking about fangirls and VidCon and how to fix these problems, I do want to lay a little foundation for all y'all. I just said y'all. I don't like that. So yeah, let's say, okay, so let's just start here. For one, we gotta stop talking about VidCon as if it's some representative sample of the greater YouTube community. For a couple reasons. One, 18,000 is really not that many people. For a website that has 1 billion unique viewers per month. There's also cost involved, right? So you gotta get there and you gotta have a ticket, and that's a barrier for a lot of people. And so, as John Green mentioned on the edutainment panel, VidCon is very upper middle class and white, and that's just something to keep in mind. I think the significance of that is that the people who go to VidCon are gonna be a group of passionate, affluent superfans, and that's you're gonna end up with a lot of really passionate behavior. VidCon would call it unexpected enthusiasm, but who didn't expect it? I also want to emphasize that enthusiasm is a good thing. Young women should be able to, get excited about whatever they want to. That's, positive in their lives, right? But, this is the crux of the whole conversation. They can get excited about stuff, but they need to channel their excitement responsibly, and they don't quite know how to do that yet. There's a crucial line between fan and fanatic. It's a line between, respectful admiration and destructive obsession. At Comic-Con, I saw lots of, really positive fandom. I saw cosplayers, right? I love cosplay. I think there's an art to it and there's a craft to it, but what's most beautiful to me is that people choose characters whose stories they love, and in those stories they see themes that they identify with, right? And they choose to express those themes in themselves through the costume, and that's such a cool, beautiful, artful thing, and I love it so much. On the other hand, this is terrible. This is a video that my friend Soul recorded at VidCon, and I can't help but laugh at it, because I think it's the perfect image of the problem of fan culture at VidCon. There's all this excitement, there's all this energy, but it's not going anywhere. It's going up the down escalator, for fuck's sake. The problem is that, that energy is very easy to manipulate, at best by advertisers, and at worst by predators, as we've been talking about for the past couple months. So the question becomes, how do we channel that energy? What can we do to make sure that they're expressing themselves safely, responsibly, constructively? These are questions we should be asking about fangirls, but also about ourselves. Are we being responsible media participants? And if not, how? To some degree, I think that those are questions that we have to answer on our own. We got to take responsibility for our media consumption. But I don't think that fangirls are necessarily driven by the urge to be very media critical people. We can't just expect them to stop doing what they're doing by their own accord, at least until a few years from now, when they will inevitably look back on their behavior and be like, what was I doing? And that's okay. All of us do that. I do that. I am just confused at my behavior when I was, 13, 14, 15 years old. I was stupid. It's just stupid. One of the things that we talked about on the YoungTubers panel is that, we as young people are growing with YouTube. We're growing with the platform. And as the name of our panel would suggest, we're still very young. There's a reason we call it new media. VidCon's in its 5th year. Comic-Con's in its 45th year. I don't know, we can wax apocalyptic all we want about how, the culture is dying or fangirls are taking over and poisoning the community. Oh no, but does it help anybody? It doesn't. It helps nobody to complain. What we need to do is, A, remember that we're still figuring it out. We have time to make VidCon, make our communities bigger, better places to be, but that's only gonna happen if we work together to see the change that we want in our communities. And that's what I'm going to talk about in the next video. How exactly do we go about doing that? That's the next one. So in the meantime, I have all these videos about responsible media consumption and production that you can check out in my channel box. But yeah, see you soon.